Belle Collective Season 7, Episode 8. Let me reintroduce myself. So we start this one off with Miss Tambra. So, Tambra actually been quiet all season. I ain't gonna lie, like she just been there or not even there, right? But listen, she said she got to reintroduce herself because these girls obviously don't know who they messing with all this rumor stuff with Shantae bringing up with this man that don't nobody want. I'm sure of it. So, actually, before her and Latrice had that whole talk, she at her parents' house helping take care of her dad. They don't necessarily believe that the diagnosis was a stroke, but more on the dementia type side. Okay, so she's just gonna be there trying to help them out, through it, help her mom. And Latrice comes over and they do have this little conversation about the whole collective and that whole dang rumor thing. Shantae tried to bring up because it was very laughable. Like, come on now, for real. And how could Letitia even think to believe something like that, or even would even allow Shantae to bring that to me like that. So yeah, like she said, they must not know me like that clearly. So I'm gonna have to show them. So next we see Glenn. He taking Letitia out on a little spa date or whatever. And, of course, they talk about the whole baby rumors because, is she trying to blame me and Glenn on it? Because it was Glenn who posted the picture and it was some stranger who left the comment, and it was the comment that started it all. Okay. That's kind of how this happened. Okay. So, of course, Glenn ain't taking no blame for it because I didn't do nothing but post the picture, okay? And he already talked to Mike about it, so he knew it wasn't true or whatever. Next, Letitia lets Glenn know that she did not fire first, but gave him a leave of absence, okay? So, of course, Glenn ain't happy about that because he wanted him to be fired. He should be fired, right? And I should be your manager. And of course, Letitia is like, no. You don't even know what a manager is or does. And he basically don't. He just thinking, oh, you just manage your talent. Okay, so can you break down, some bullet points of, what that might consist of, boy? No, no, no. And he like, you ain't giving me no chance. So basically, you bringing me here to this spa place to try to pitch you to get a job. Boy, get out of here. I don't need you all up in my business. Like I keep telling you, you work on you. I work on me. Boo. Peace. Peace at home. Be good. Be a good husband when I get home. That's all you need to do. Just like you expect for me to be the good wife when you get home. Come on now, Glenn. So next we see Selena and Letitia, and they just kind of hash out the whole, like I say, this is kind of like the whole hashing out of who said what with the baby rumor, because technically nobody is confessing to bringing it to the group. Is how Selena is, that was the main thing she was trying to figure out, like who brought it to the group instead of just bringing it to me. Letitia just saying like it wasn't me and Glenn, he just posted the picture, and he told me about whatever was in the comments and all that stuff. So but I didn't see nothing or whatever. And, of course, Selena's like, even still, he told you, you should have just automatically told me. Okay. So it keeps spreading because, obviously Marie found out. And then we got Carrie. Carrie brand new. And she just spilling everything that come out. You know what I'm saying? She ain't hiding shit. And she just telling it all like it is, saying that Matt told her that Cliff had told him that. So, is you gonna go talk to Latrice and Cliff about that? And she said, yes, yes, yes. I'm talking to everybody. Okay. We addressing it. Cool. I will get to Latrice and Cliff next. We going on a little trip to Colombia, me and Mike or whatever, have our little vacation, and at the same time get my grills fixed up a little bit, it's a little bit cheaper down that way. So why not? And when we come back, then we'll finish addressing the group and whoop. And I think that we can definitely move forward just as long as we just got to be transparent and let people know, because that was just all That's all that this rumor thing boils down to is who found out and why didn't you tell Selena first? Because now she mad about it. So next scene is with Tamra and Damon. We don't get to see Damon that often either. He's pretty, quiet on camera, but they're going out or whatever, and she just let him know all the day rumors that they've been trying to spread about her and him. And of course he ain't, worried about it, listening to it, like forget what they be trying to say. Of course it ain't true. I'm just doing me, staying out the way. I ain't got time for them ladies and what they got going on, right? She lets him know that she does want to. She thinks it's time that she, lets the ladies meet her daughter. She's old enough now. Talking, walking, doing all the things, and with her getting to, with the group getting back together, having this reset, it would just make sense that maybe, at least for her side, because, it's like, Tamara, we don't know nothing about you, right? At least for her, well, this will be a good step, like let me bring my baby around, they babies around them, and, open up to more about them, about her, and Devon, all that stuff. So of course Demon's like, fine, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I'm cool with it, but I can care less. And that's how most men be on these dang shows. So she gonna have a little sip and see or something like that. Invite all the girls and reintroduce herself. So we see Marie and her oldest son, which we have not seen him, I think, for like maybe 2 seasons now. He was the one, her problem child, okay? I think that's the oldest boy. I think she got 4 all together, if I'm not mistaken. But, their relationship's always been a little bit rocky. But, he's coming around these days. He, I think, is staying with her as long as with his 2 children. Because remember, he had like 2 kids within the same year. And then one of the baby mamas accidentally, tragically lost her life in a car accident. RIP to her. So, the full custody thing kind of had to happen. And that was just a lot. But it looked like everything is going good, going strong. He's moving in the right direction. And he brings up that, hey, mama, I want to start my own business. And I want to go into the dispensary marijuana business. Okay. And, I don't know what each state got going on. No, not all the states is not legal in every state just yet. I am in Michigan. We are definitely legal. Okay. Recreational and medical. Okay. So, I mean, if you come here, like, oh, it would, sure. But in Mississippi or whatever, they in Mississippi, right? I don't know the rules to what they got going on. So if it's legal down there and he got it going on, then sure, open it up. Just be, dedicated, and she will help you along the way. But she did bring up a good point, which is, son, I have a business, multi-million-dollar money making business. Would it make sense for you to just be like, I mean, I know I'm going to inherit something, right? Which would probably most likely be money, because if y'all don't want the businesses, she's going to have to eventually sell, right? But how about we prevent all of that and you just inherit the whole lot if you learn the mental health business to actually take over what Marie does? And for him, it's understandable because not all children follow in their parents' footsteps. He want to make his own way. And she like, okay, cool. It do take money to make money. So obviously he asking mama, like, I need you to, say, I need you to help me mentally. But yeah, I need some frontal cash tip type advice. So we'll see. So the next scene, we get a little double date with Letitia, Glenn, and Matt and Carrie. Just a little better way for them to get to know each other, as well as for Carrie and Letitia to, just kind of talk and catch up, just to be like, girl, why you say that stuff at the table and all that stuff? Well, you the one that told me, like, do all that stuff, girl, okay? Because I think Carrie only said something because maybe Letitia told her that she was supposed to say it or something like that. I don't know. Either way, Letitia just telling Carrie, like, listen, when it comes to either the baby rumor or whatever the rumors with Tambra, it was just better for her to just bring it up versus waiting till later till somebody else brings it up, because then now she'll be in the hot seat because you knew, right? Whoever knows first, you might as well just let it just say it, because if somebody else say it, just please don't let them know that you knew first. Just don't. Okay, so the sip and see, reintroduce myself, Tambra. Hey y'all. She got a whole little setup about her whole life. We start off with mom and daddy, been married all these years, you know. She was a baby born, ups and downs. Look, but poor thing don't got her leg broke being a babysitter. Okay, see, and I know everybody don't do babysitter things, especially when the babies is little like that, because I showed didn't, okay? But yeah, very scary. So it's one of the reasons why she just so tight knit and close to her baby, which she's only two, by the way. I don't know why I said four. Let's say two. I think it was because she said she had a program. Maybe I was thinking like preschool, kindergarten program. But anywho, um, go through a whole spiel, grow up, cheerleader, radio, meet the bond. And then her biggest accomplishment, surprise! Here comes little London Simone in her little Barbie car. Oh, it looked nice if they gave her a Barbie Jeep. But it was a small room. We couldn't do it. But if we was outside, now that would have been it. But yeah, she comes in and baby was not, listen, she rocked me a pair of shades on so you couldn't see her eyes unless her head was bent. Okay. She said, who is these people? Am I supposed to be here? Is it my nap time or is it I need my juicy juice. I got to go. Okay. She hopped about the Barbie Porsche and walked her butt on out of there. Okay. Say, girls, I'll catch y'all later. Thank you, mama and daddy, but I'm going to need me some fruit snacks right now or something. So that was really, really cute. All the ladies appreciate it. They gather with their little, snacks and charcuterie boards and some champagne, while the men can go and gather with their, sipping cigars or whatever, how we like to do with the dudes. And the ladies can talk. And one of the things that we got to talk about is this dang rumor, because Tamara just got to shut this thing down, child. So Tamara lets them know that she actually went to go and meet up with Dr. Juice Cleanse, which okay, on the camera you did look a little rough. So in person, I give it to you, ain't that bad, okay? But still, like, girl, I don't want you. We work together and we just got to shut this down. It's rumors. We ain't messing around. So, okay, we can dead that. And then it just rolls into, the girls. Well, actually, oh, yeah, Selena's out of time. I'll say Selena ain't here. Just being appreciative of each other and being supportive and all that good stuff, right? The men, on the other hand, they eating their little fruits and vegetables and stuff. And Glenn trying to tell them, like, oh, I want to be the manager for Letitia, like that whole thing. And they laughed, just straight laughed. I think he was taken aback by that. He didn't expect it because they know, like, dude, it's not going to work. Like, we're not even managers for our wives. So what you think that, yeah, okay, you could try it. So maybe, look, they just trying to tell them approach it in a different way. Okay, maybe not a manager. Like, I don't know. You need to be like an assistant or something, because if that's what you trying to be in all the business, assistance is definitely in all the business, because guess what? You get to go do stuff, right? Go give me some food. Go give me some coffee. Go give me this. Go give me that. At least you're still around. I mean, he ain't gonna like that job, but listen, it's something. They talk about, meeting up again and getting together again, and Marie on being single, and she dating, and she is, she outside now, and maybe some of the ladies can help hook her up, Carrie a matchmaker and this and this and that. So they all suggest that maybe one of the fellas, they all got friends, so maybe we need like a single night thing for Marie or something like that, and all the men get y'all good bachelor, and let's get and then Latrice says, "Well, what about a woman?" Because she always trying to put why y'all always trying to put that on her. So yeah, she want a woman. Latrice is always throwing it out, and Marie like, girl, now listen. I might have tried some things back in the day, 18 in college or whatnot, but it ain't for me. I prefer the man to do all the work. I don't need the girl to do it. The man do it just fine. But we tried, we learned, it ain't for me. So of course everybody laughed that off. Marie ain't, living in her truth. It is what it is. But if the man's got some men's, then sure, we'll see what happens. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with a little date here, right? Um, and then Tamara, her baby is getting tired of stuff, so she got to go. So we end the episode with Glendale, Letitia, Cliff, and Latrice sitting down, as everybody's leaving, just to, say like, hey, this is cute that we are finally getting back together, on a friendly level. And I think it's time that, we Glenn and, Cliff, y'all can hang out with each other now, say, we let y'all be free, do what y'all gotta do, but, let's double date and start getting back on track to how things used to be. And I think for Glenn and Cliff, they would definitely like that, and Latrice, and it'll be good for Latrice and Letitia with their relationship, moving forward. So that was cute. Letitia still being celibate with Glenn, so he just hoping at least hopefully somewhere he can get lucky. I don't know, but either way, decent little episode. We'll get to the next one. I got like two more or something like that. Okay, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that. Catching up, okay? Don't fight me now. Don't fight me. It was my birthday, so it took me out for a few days. But I'm back with the jump. Bye.